just a brief summary on the Ron Ellisonic versus the Righteous Sounds Spatarmond Dynasonic replacement. I think they're like 90, maybe 95% identical, to be honest. In fact, when I put the Ron Ellis's in my Gretsch, my first reaction was I didn't change anything. Of course, playing with them more, the differences between them did become more apparent. As you no doubt heard in the video, the Ron Ellis's, they do have a little more top-end clarity. They may have a little less in the way of the upper mids. They both have that same, like low-end thunk. I feel that beautiful low-end thunk, Dynasonics and Gretches seem to have. The Ron Ellis's are a little bit louder, and they might be just very slightly less noisy. In fact, the differences in noise, I kind of think might be barely worth mentioning. It shouldn't be a factor as to, your decision making and your pickups, the Ellisonics versus the Righteous Sounds, the noise factor. They feel almost identical under the fingers, I think. Of course, there are times where one might feel a little more dynamic than the other, just depending on where your amp is going to be at. The Ron Ellis is having a little more output. They're going to kind of get your amp into that breakup a little sooner, and that'll kind of bring out dynamics a little more. So if you just seriously up your input into your amplifier just a smidgen for the Righteous Sounds, you'll get the same effect. If you want a little more top-end zing out of the Righteous Sounds as well, you could probably ask Josh to not pot them. Being that wax pouting, of course, takes those real top-end harmonics, kind of knocks them down a little bit, kind of brings those resonant peaks down, it seems, more into the upper mids. I don't know. I think Ron Ellis pots his Ellisonics. I know he, of course, has a potting operation for his other pickups. I don't know if specifically the Ellisonics are potted. He does advertise a lot of period correct methods, and the original Gretsch, or Diarmond 2000s from the 50s, of course, were not potted. So I don't know, but I think he does, because obviously the Ellisonics are not totally loyal repros. They don't have the elevator mechanism. If you look at the pull pieces from the Righteous Sounds to the Ellisonics, the magnet poles on the Righteous Sounds are a little bit bigger than the Ellisonics. But otherwise, yeah, they're both clearly Dynasonics. I think, the Ron Ellis, the ad copy says that it's like a mix of P90, Tele, and Dynasonics. When I put them in, when I started playing them, I was like, no, this is very firmly Dynasonic DNA with maybe little sprinklings of some of those other pickups. But based on the other Dynasonics that I've played, and I'm not a total expert, have the Righteous Sounds, of course. They knocked out the Tiarmonds that were in my Gretsch. You just saw the demo of the Ellisonics. I've also played the modern Gretsch reproductions, before they switched over to seeming to have the Tiarmonds as their standard pickup in their duo jets. And yeah, the Ellisonics, I think the video demonstrates, but also playing them, feeling them, it's Dynasonic DNA. For sure, that it's not too different from, your other great Dynasonic pickups. So that's about all I have to say about that. They're both beautiful versions. They're both just slightly different tunings of the same core thing. So with that, I say have a good night or good morning or wherever you're at in your day. Whatever you're doing, here's hoping it's good. Thank you.